Hey, everybody. Really excited to speak with Alex today, who recently broke into Salesforce as an SDR. We're really excited for you. Awesome background that I'm sure we'll start to break down. And maybe let's start there as a starting point. Share a little bit about your background and what got you looking at tech sales in the first place.
Yeah, for sure. So, hi, my name is Alex. Yeah, I'm French. I have a master's in corporate finance. I had a few internships in banking and in finance, but decided it was not for me. I joined this graduate program at a large beverage company 3 years ago, and I've been working as a product manager, so on the product side in the digital space for the last 2 years now. And over the last few months, I realized that I really wanted to go to the sales part, and super excited to have got this position and to start next month.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I'm curious too, like we kind of were talking before we recorded, we've got a little bit of a similar story in the sense that we worked a different career for a couple of years, maybe hesitated on if sales was the path that we wanted to take. I'd be curious kind of what got you looking at tech sales in the first place and what made you finally decide, hey, like it's time to make a change.
Yeah, definitely. I think what your experience really resonated with me. It was about really being close to the business, talking with customers, and of course, in the future having that higher earning potential as well. So everything that you said in your videos, I was really finding myself very very close to, and this was my also my motivation as well.
And maybe on that note, obviously you did end up joining higher levels. I'm curious what made you ultimately decide, hey, I do want training. And then also what made you say, hey, higher levels is the best fit for me compared to a lot of the options that are out there.
Yeah, for sure. So I saw a lot of your videos with you and Chris that really helped me to build more trust towards you guys. I also looked at some other courses, but after watching all the testimonials from your channel, I also felt even more trust towards your course, and also what you guys offered. Right, you have this community. You have this where you can able to chat and exchange with other members. You have live sessions, mentorship. So I really think that this whole package in your courses really made me want to choose your course.
Yeah, really appreciate that. And obviously it's cool to have you kind of on the other side now as a testimonial yourself. And maybe on that note too, you do have industry experience. Like you mentioned, you have a master's degree as well. So I'm sure you have been in interviews, you have kind of progressed in a different career path. Is there anything that you feel like higher levels specifically equipped you with that maybe you didn't have before, or it kind of changed your perspective and allowed you to really get a great job like Salesforce?
I think the best thing with higher levels, the Texas Ascension course, is that it really reassured me. Every step of the process, there was a lesson that I could come back to whenever I had doubts, whether it was prospecting, getting those emails to those hiring managers, the mock calls, even how to resign and negotiate your salary. Every time I had doubts, I could just jump back into one of those lessons. So basically, nothing surprised me during the entire process with the different companies that I had in interviews with. So that was the main benefit for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. And maybe for someone that's on the outside looking in, I mean, you broke into one of the best companies in the world. So I'd love to pick your brain on some of the things you did to really help you stand out. Maybe in the application to call it first round, maybe second round interview, is there anything you feel like you did personally that really helped you stand out right from the get-go breaking into Salesforce?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like to all those who are applying, for me, the hardest part is getting that first interview with the HR. Passing the screening, right? For me, that's like 80% of the challenge. And what I did was just I harassed the entire hiring managers and BDRs, AEs to have as many champions as possible. And they also, some of them really coached me as well for the process. And they would of course talk to the hiring manager and get at least my name on the HR list, right? So just focus your energy on just getting that first interview, however possible, via emails and following up. I think following up is so key. Even if you sometimes I would send a message on LinkedIn, they didn't answer, but I would follow up with another message like 4 days later, and then they will answer. So just be perseverance.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Obviously, doing the job before you have it. And also maybe looking at mid and final round interviews. I'm not sure what kinds of exercises or types of panels you had to present to, but if there's any advice you have there, especially given you didn't have sales experience before, and then obviously crush the interview process, anything you'd give to someone on the outside looking in.
Yeah. Also, what I really appreciated with your courses was I knew exactly what the hiring managers were looking for, what the sales managers were looking for, which were coachability, resilience, and someone competitive who's ready to crush quota. So always try to, during the interviews, to tie back your personal experiences to those key criteria, right? And that's how I always passed most of my interviews into the final rounds.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. And I know, yeah, it's really great to see. I mean, obviously we have some students where sales is their first job. In your case, now you had a different career, kind of reached that point like I did, like, hey, something's got to change. We need to do something that's better fit for the long term. So I love to see that. I guess with that being said, kind of in closing, is there any advice to your younger self and or someone in your situation where they've been thinking about making this change for a while? They've been reluctant. They've been waiting. I'd leave it wide open, but would love your thoughts.
Yeah, so actually, funny story. 4 years ago, when I was kind of like finishing school, I did apply to a few tech sales positions, but I completely bombed those interviews because I came from a kind of a more financial experience, so I didn't really have that customer-facing roles. And only now, 4 years later, I had some more customer-facing roles, and also with the help of your course. So look, I think what really helped me was a quote from Sam Altman was, it's sometimes better to focus more on the direction than, always like working super hard. Is really kind of focusing on what you want to work on. And I think the tech sales career is an amazing career with so many opportunities. So if you are having some doubts, whether you're just starting or you, like me, you had already a few years of experience, it's okay to start back at BDR and just go for it.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Obviously excited, like you're very focused on the task ahead, and I have no doubt you're going to do some great things and landed at a great place. So it's going to be exciting to see. And Alex, really appreciate all the insights and the time today.
Thanks, Eric.